everyone, welcome to Sources classes. My name is Ashmata, and in today's class we are going to discuss about certain figurative languages that you normally come across in the AP English examination, and this is a part of the syllabus. So let me tell you something about this, that here you're going to come across allusion, irony and symbolism. So we are going to discuss about this in details in today's class. So let's start. Over here, if you can see, in today's class, as I told you, we are going to discuss about symbolism, irony, and allusion. So over here, you see American writer Dorothy Parker, famous for her cutting wit, wrote about receiving one perfect rose in her poem of the same name. Okay, so the poem's name is One Perfect Rose, and she talked about in a very witty tone about a perfect rose. Okay, that she received. Ever practical, Parker mused that a better present would be one perfect limousine. Okay, the rose, of course, symbolizes romantic love. In real life or in poetry, a symbol represents more than itself. So you see over here, everything is being represented with an object. So here, a romantic here over here, one perfect red rose was representing romantic love. So that's, you can say, symbolism. That's an example of symbolism. We are also coming across more symbolisms afterwards, but let us first discuss the basic thing about all these three things that we are going to discuss today. Okay. A metaphor, many of you know that we have already discussed in one of our previous classes, that is usually a one-liner. It's a single comparison in a poem, and you also know about extended metaphor. That is a metaphor which is used in the entire poem or entire paragraph or entire story. The same metaphor is being repeatedly used. That's extended metaphor. Okay, let's not talk about metaphor over here. Let's move on to allusion and irony. Okay. Talking about irony, irony is quite easy to recognize but difficult to define. Okay, you're in an ironic territory when a dog bumps into the dog catcher, knocks him into a cage, and slams the door shut with a wagging tail. So you see, what did you get to understand from this example that I just mentioned? That you are in ironic territory when a dog bumps into the dog catcher, knocks him into a cage, and slams the door shut with a wagging tail. So they are talking about a dog catcher who normally catches dogs from anywhere and everywhere. He is being captured by a dog, and he's also like shut into the territory within which, or the cage within which, dogs should be restricted. So over here, it's quite ironic to see that a cage inside which the dog should have been there, the dog catcher himself is there. Okay, so that's, you can say, an example of irony. So you can say this dog catcher example can be termed as irony being situational. Okay. Next, we have this example of allusion. Now, allusion is a reference to something outside the literary work that brings everything associated with the allusion, that is literary, historic, biographical, and cultural, into the work. So we are talking about something which has been incorporated into the text. It's not a part of the literary work, but rather it can be outside the literary work, something related to literature or something related to history or biography or cultural, anything that has been incorporated as an example into the work. Okay. Now, in his poem Marriage, Gregory Corso alludes to Flash Gordon, who is a character from a science fiction space adventure. Now, this allusion reinforces the idea that the speaker is entering unexplored territory, that is married life. Okay, so they are talking about Flash Gordon, who is basically someone from the science fiction space. So when we're talking about this poem Marriage, we will never even think of someone attending it from science fiction space or anything related to travel. Marriage is marriage, right? So here in this poem, we come across Flash Gordon, who is being used as an allusion. He is from a very different context, okay, who has been incorporated in the poem Marriage. Let's get to see other examples for this. Let us go through the example poem and just find out symbolism and irony over here. This is from A Poison Tree by William Blake. Let us read it. I was angry with my friend. I told my wrath did end. I was angry with my foe. I told it not, my wrath did grow. And I watered it in fears, night and morning with my tears. And I sunned it with smiles, and with soft, deceitful wiles. And it grew both day and night, till it bore an apple bright. And my foe beheld it shine, and he knew that it was mine, and into my garden stole. When the night had veiled the whole, in the morning glad I see my foe outstretched beneath the tree. So over here, what kind of symbolism and irony can we find? You see over here, William Blake's short poem, this is obviously a short poem, packs as much of a wallop as the apple. You see in line number 10, till it bore an apple bright, okay? Which is which is symbolic of the hidden wrath or anger that grows and grows in the speaker until it kills the enemy who eats it, okay? So here, the growth of a bright apple is also symbolic of the anger that was growing within William Blake. All right. So that is why we can also see that the name of the poem is A Poison Tree. Means it was full of anger and anger. The way the tree was pouring apples, the way the apples were growing day by day, similarly, anger within William Blake was also growing, all right? Now, the tree, line number 16, let's go over to line number 16. My foe outstretched beneath the tree. Yes, the tree is also a symbol representing the slow process by which anger turns to vengeance and violence. So, slowly and steadily, our anger turns into vengeance, like there is a revenge, revengeful attitude within us, and there's also violence developing. Now, over here, not all symbols are as obvious as Blake's apple and tree or Dorothy Parker's rose. Okay, so that was the symbolic thing that was symbolism, you can see, that was hidden in it. Now we are going to move to allusion. Okay, before that, let us read this portion. That is, Blake's poem is always heavy with irony. Okay, the foe eats the apple because he knew that it was the speaker's. Therefore, the foe's attempt to hurt the speaker results ironically in death. You see, there's irony in it. Let's move over to allusion, and that one talent which is death to hide, lodged with me useless through my soul bore bent, to serve therewith my Maker, and present my true account, lest he returning chide. Now these lines are from John Milton's poem When I Consider How My Light is Spent. Okay, this is an allude to a story in the Bible's New Testament. So you see over here in this small extract, we will see many references from the Bible's New Testament. So you are getting characters or you can say yes, you are getting characters reference from a religious book. Therefore, it's an example of allusion. Now over here you see, just because we are getting reference of characters from the Bible's New Testament, we see here a servant is given a talent. You see in the first line itself, and that one talent. Here it's by his master. Rather than making use of the gift, the servant buries it. Here actually it's a coin that has been given to the servant, instead of using that gift, he borrows it. Okay. When the master returns, he scolds the servant and banishes him into outer darkness. Now, the biblical allusion brings the idea of divine punishment and human accountability into the poem, which is the speaker's tortured reflection on how he uses his own poetic talent. So over here you see basically what is allusion. Allusion means taking characters from other aspects of like studies like history or culture or anything related to past. Okay. So that's it. That's allusion, and yeah, we have discussed almost all the three literary devices for today's class. So that was the entire discussion for today's class. If you feel that you need more guidance from our classes, you can just join our classes. Let me tell you, here we provide you with live lectures, recorded lectures, portal access that is available to all the enrolled candidates 24/7. We also provide you with solutions to previous year's question papers, answer papers and sample papers. We will also provide you with mock test facilities and scholarship facilities, and also after every session there would be worksheets provided to you so that we can just test how much you are preparing under our guidance. Okay, that's it for today's class. If you want to ask anything or you have any kind of queries, you can just log on to www.saurabhsclasses.com, or you can also go over to the phone number that's provided in the description box below. So do go over there and just check and have a glimpse of our classes through the link provided. That's it for today's class. We are going to meet once again in our next classes.